Narcissists as they get old. What can we expect? Please allow me to say hello and welcome. Here, we'll discuss narcissists in their old years. Do they have trouble accepting time as it inevitably marches on? Simply said, will they develop? Specifically, I'm curious as to whether or not they evolve, and whether or not the shift is positive or negative. The safety of their loved ones back in the outside world is another major worry. In what ways do the narcissists' loved ones experience their relationship with them as they age? My belief that there will always be exceptions makes it hard for me to give definitive answers to these topics. However, for now, let's zero in on some of the more typical problems faced by aging narcissists and some potential approaches to addressing them. So, I'm hoping you'll enjoy this video and subscribe to my channel. It's important to remember that narcissists frequently exhibit a sense of entitlement. A person may be combative and self-centered. People who display this trait may be overly sensitive, defensive, and unable to take criticism. Those who flourish in positions of authority often display manipulative behaviors, often motivated by a desire for more control and power. First, if they didn't put in the effort to maintain friendships and relationships when they were younger, they may have drifted apart from previous partners and lovers. Perhaps they just picked up and carried on. It's also possible that other people left them for their own protection. Narcissists are no different from the rest of us in that they occasionally feel lonely. They may, however, experience severe depression as a side effect. Thus, narcissists may try to acquire new friends or win back old ones by pointing out their many virtues. In their mid-30s, many narcissists enter a period of denial. Some narcissists have an acute case of vanity, thinking they are far more attractive than they actually are. However, it's impossible to suppose that they won't remain appealing for a long time to come. Many narcissists have trouble becoming overly sensitive to their own aging, even when they reach middle age. Some narcissists could even strive to reverse their own aging process. They might go into debt buying hair dye, new clothes, and anti-aging creams to make it appear that they are much younger than they actually are. Some narcissists could prefer younger companions or even have romances with them. Narcissistic moms often strive to look like their daughters when they get to be middle age. One of the best ways to boost someone's confidence is to tell them they look more like their sisters. In severe cases, narcissistic parents may even try to charm or seduce their daughters' boyfriends. In contrast, a narcissistic father can expect royal treatment from his own children. A narcissistic dad might view himself as the leader of the household, if not the entire family. Each other and their progeny are fair game as potential adversaries. Narcissists like to boast about how much more they've accomplished than other people their age. Narcissistic parents may also try to steal the focus from their children. Those children could face rejection, criticism, or sabotage. When they learn that their child has accomplished anything on their own, they are quick to take credit for it. When a narcissist's adult children have established healthy boundaries with their partners, the narcissist may try to circumvent the issue by maintaining contact with the grandkids instead. Narcissistic grandparents often equip their grandchildren with cell phones so the grandchildren can get in touch with them whenever they like. Narcissists would court these kids by lavishing them with gifts and attention in ways that their parents would find inappropriate. It's common for a narcissist to interpret parental criticism as evidence that the parents are awful people. They may try to completely destroy the ex-spouse in an effort to prevent their grandchildren from bonding with them if their children's marriages fail, and they blame themselves for interfering too much. While most parents will continue to support their own kids after a divorce, there are situations in which one parent may opt to do so for the benefit of their ex-spouse. They take in what you have to say, bolster you, and provide suggestions for improvement. Narcissists' fragile sense of self-worth gets more challenging to uphold as they become older. They lose the physical abilities that made them unique, and as a result, they weaken and lose their appeal. Because of this, their sex urge is diminished, making it more challenging for them to fool themselves. It's possible they'll give much thought to what they've accomplished in the past. One way they hope to win someone over is to brag about how successful they've been in the past. Words to the effect of that today's youth lack the resources to succeed at the same rate as their parents and grandparents is disheartening. Young people today have it far easier than their predecessors did. In order to succeed, it was crucial that they improve. Yet some may fail to evolve at all, becoming shockingly childish instead. Temper tantrums are still widely used as a form of protest when people's requests are denied. They occasionally exhibit a very angry mood. It's possible that eventually they'll begin complaining about how badly society has mistreated them and how unjust everything is. They have talked about failed partnerships, unsuccessful schemes, and the repercussions of poor decision-making. To maintain their families, they would have to give up their aspirations, but no one would believe them. They may harbour resentment toward whoever they see as responsible for their predicament, whether it be exes or others. The more time people have to dwell on their problems, the more bitter and resentful they become. Another negative trait I observed in narcissists was their tendency to hold grudges for a very long time. Narcissistic wounds can be as fresh and devastating as the day they were inflicted, even if they are decades old. Narcissists recall any wrongs done to them in this way. They attempted to forget the few instances in which they had been selfish and unpleasant. Narcissists refuse to take ownership of their mistakes and experience intense guilt if anyone calls them out on them. No matter how much harm they cause or how many people they take advantage of, they will always perceive themselves as the victim. Thus, it's possible that destructive patterns can endure. Narcissists who act on their desire for retribution risk alienating the few people who truly matter to them. And there are many causes for control and manipulation to surface at any age. Ion risk alienating the few people who truly matter to them. And there are many causes for control and manipulation to surface at any age. They may not know how to ask for assistance if they are lonely or alone. Instead of focusing on their own wants and needs, narcissists should consider alternative methods of satisfying those wants and needs. Another way this could backfire is if people figure out how to stop helping or find ways to politely decline invitations. The use of guilt and humiliation, as in, after all I've done for you, I haven't much longer to go, is common in this type of manipulation. It's important to remember that some older narcissists feel threatened by the rise of the younger generations. Maybe the longer lifespans have given them the opportunity to learn the nuances of coercion and power relations. Third, covert narcissists frequently have a history of mysterious illnesses. You can waste as much time as you like consulting the ineffectual doctor, and nothing will change. None of the treatments have been effective so far. As of yet, there is no therapy for this illness. They suffer continually, and there's no way out of their misery. The moment their skull split open, the bullet that ripped through their brain, the life-altering sports injury they'll never recover from, etc., will live on in their memory forever. There is little hope for their survival at this point. In order to put on a good show, they may need to force a grin in public, even if their own grandchildren aren't really happy to see them. But when they are doing something they enjoy, they are often able to push through their health problems and bounce back rapidly. However, older narcissists often show angry, self-destructive behavior due to decades of accumulation. There may still be a lot of hubris, but confidence is much lower because of the damage done over the years. As they get older and less mobile, they may learn to rely on others for help, but it may be difficult for them to do so because of their behavior. They may not have many friends or many opportunities to pick from. At any moment, you could suffer a narcissistic breakdown. Finally, they realize that they are completely alone, with nowhere to go and no one to turn to for help. The truth about them and their deceitfulness has been revealed, rendering them completely ineffective. There is no longer a defenseless group from which to profit. They can become even more desperate as a result. In light of your final query, let's think about how aging narcissists influence those closest to them. It's natural for them to be uncomfortable, if not perplexed, by the narcissist's gradual decline with age. People who have been abused may harbour resentment toward their tormentors. Still, it's possible they'll regret their actions. They can't take any more of that person's criticism, falsehoods, demands, and lack of reciprocity, and have finally snapped. Even now, people feel sorry for them. If you find out that someone you haven't talked to in years is very ill, you may feel driven to make contact with them. The narcissist may surprise you with evidence of improvement in the latter phases. They'd run out of excuses for lying and have nothing to gain by keeping it up. Possible opportunity for peace talks. At long last, the narcissist may offer the apologies and closure his or her victims have been waiting for. There is some evidence that narcissists improve as they get older, but I can't say for sure. One could argue that narcissists are more likely to be honest with themselves when they have no one else to lie to, no reason to lie, and nothing to gain. Admit your wrongdoing and offer an apology. Once they realize how little they care about their isolation, they may experience a wide range of regrets. Their terrible reputation as a young adult is well known among all of their acquaintances. They could benefit from learning to be more modest. That, in a nutshell, is the essence of the older narcissist. If you have any inquiries or recommendations, you know where to go as always. If you liked this video and found it helpful, I'd appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you.